US correspondent for the Times, Jacqui Goddard, joins us to speak a little bit more about this story because, Jacqui, I understand you knew Hamish Harding. You'd actually interviewed him. He is, of course, just to remind our viewers, one of the British explorers that was on board this vessel. My condolences, given that you knew him and you'd sort of got to know him. Well, tell us your thoughts tonight and what it was like for you watching that press conference.
Yes, and first of all, I'm actually in St John, Newfoundland in Canada. This is the closest land to the wreck site, and this is the port out of which those 5 adventurers had set off last week. I had reported on Hamish Harding since 2019 when I was first introduced to him by a mutual acquaintance, a NASA astronaut with whom he then flew around the world, circumnavigated the globe in record-setting time. They had some hairy moments there, and this mutual friend, International Space Station commander, I was chatting to him yesterday about Hamish and his calm under pressure and his bravado and his real sense of spirit and adventure and his want to go out and see the world and explore his own planet and even off his own planet when he went to space. The nature of these guys' deaths is described by a lot in the exploration community as obviously devastating but merciful. The prospect of being trapped on the ocean floor in a confined space like that and tapping on the side and needing rescue when you know it's almost impossible, all those things that didn't come to bear. I think there's some sense of, okay, well, there was that merciful ending for them. At least they wouldn't have known. I spoke to a submarine commander who said it wouldn't have even been a fraction of a second's warning they got. It would be a fraction of a fraction of a fraction. Nobody would have known anything.
God, it's extraordinary, isn't it? But I think that word you've used there, merciful, it's a strange thing to talk about. But obviously people's fears over the last few days of these men being in this vessel and running out of oxygen. And then this other reality we're being presented with, we await to hear more about how, why, where and when the implosion happened over the coming days, Jacqui. But talk to me a little bit, because you knew Hamish, you'd interviewed him before, and you clearly have followed this story a lot. What do you make of the debate that has surrounded the men in the last few days, in the newspapers, but mostly on social media, about the dangers that they were aware of when they embarked on this?
And they were aware. I think this is extreme travel and extreme exploration, but that's the nature of exploration. And you talk to anybody who's anybody in the exploration community, and they talk about not taking risk, but managing risk. And it's how you manage that risk that counts and that determines the outcome. There is concern that this incident, that everybody in the exploration is mourning. So many people knew these folks. It's a good network of people. And behind the scenes, there were an enormous amount of people all around the world contributing knowledge and wisdom and expertise to try to effect a rescue, should a rescue have been needed. But there is that fear that one incident casts a cloud over the whole community and over the future of exploration. And I think something that gets forgotten in all this is the scientific pursuit as well. This isn't just about, taking a whoopee ride down to take a few snaps at the Titanic. This is about as well contributing some science and some survey work that when these subs go down and you have the travellers who can pay to be passengers on there, that revenue is also helping to fund survey work. And of course, particularly on the Titanic, Paul-Henri Nargeolet, who was on the sub too, has dived down there actually 47 times and chronicled the decay of the wreck. And there's a lot of science has gone on down there too. So I think one looks at this sense of travel as part funding the science and the survey and the data too.
Jacqui Goddard, US correspondent for The Times, thank you for speaking to us from Newfoundland this evening.